Qatar is one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. A modern state with visionary leadership and ambitious people determined to work today for a better tomorrow. For centuries, the sea had been the main lifeline for Qataris, who used it for harvesting treasures like pearls and fish. In modern times also, the sea once again had a big say in shaping the Qatar of today, with the commencement of oil production from the offshore oil field Eid el-Shargi in the early 60s, thus initiating an unrelenting process of economic and social change and development. Soon after, in the mid-60s and 70s, Maydan Mahzam and Hanine fields came into production. Halul Island was chosen to be the oil export terminal of those fields and the nerve center for their logistical support, with subsea oil trunk lines connecting the Halul terminal. Our development in the hydrocarbon business progressed hand in hand with the development plans of our Qatari employees. Currently, Qatari employees, including developees, constitute 30% of offshore operations manpower. The production facilities of these fields were named Production Station 1, PS1, Production Station 2, PS2, and Production Station 3, PS3, respectively. Since then, the three stations have undergone several development and upgrading processes. In 1979, the three stations were equipped with gas compression and NGL facilities to enhance associated gas and condensate utilization. In the mid-80s, new riser platforms and gas lift facilities were installed in PS2 and PS3 with the aim of increasing oil flow rate. The various activities in the offshore facilities are managed and run by a number of specialized and dedicated departments, namely Production, Halul Terminal and Export, Operations Engineering, Field Support, Marine, Well Integrity, Health Safety, and Environment. In the last few years, more than 23,000 barrels per day additional oil potential was added from newly drilled wells. And as part of Maydan Mahzam and Hanine fields development and enhancements, new projects were completed in those fields. For example, installation and commissioning of 3 new multi-slot wellhead jackets, 4 wells on 1 multi-slot jacket converted to remote operation, intelligent pigging facilities for interfield pipelines and necessary pipework modification, global structure reassessment for offshore structures, upgraded DCS control system based on field bus technology, replacement of lifeboats, successfully completed PS2 and PS3 major shutdown work scope in 2009. Our joint ventures also shared our successful journey. Occidental Petroleum Qatar has been operating Eid el-Shargi PS1 field since 1994. Total operating Al-Khalij field since 1997. And Qatar Petroleum Development Japan operating Al-Karkara and A-Structures fields since 2005. Marine crude oil produced from fields operated by our joint ventures partners under production sharing agreement is also delivered to Halul for storage and export through 2 SBMs. The multiple tasks and facilities assigned to the rapidly developing island of Halul make it indeed the nerve center of QP's offshore operations. Currently, Halul has 11 floating roof storage tanks with 5 million barrel storage capacity, which facilitate loading of QP and joint venture's share of oil into tankers. The state-of-the-art new Halul control room, commissioned in 2007, monitors and controls all operational, safety, and communication systems. With the recently completed projects, Halul Terminal is now equipped with a world-class tanker loading facility, comprised of 8 electrical pumps, 2 mooring systems, capable of loading 2 tankers simultaneously at the maximum pumping rate of 110,000 barrels per hour. Excellent accommodation facilities have been provided for approximately 2,000 QP personnel and its contract staff at Halul. Catering and entertainment facilities are also available. The following are recent projects completed in Halul. Upgrade of crude oil import and export facilities at Halul Oil Terminal, new electrical pumps, Halul Harbor and alternative jetty upgrades, central maintenance workshops, facilities and offices, fire water pumps, fire station buildings, clubhouse, nitrogen plant, desalination plant with a capacity of 2,400 meters cubed per day, CCTV, public address system and access control, and wastewater treatment plant. An integrated accommodation complex with full ancillary facilities and providing Halul with electrical power from Ras Laffan through 2 subsea cables are examples of major projects that are currently underway, which are expected to be completed in 2015 and 2016 respectively. Offshore operations ensure the constant availability, reliability, and integrity of its surface and subsurface assets by inspection, maintenance, overhauling, refurbishment and optimal planning and execution of long-term strategies, and by adopting best industrial practices. A fleet of about 27 marine vessels covers functions like diving, marine maintenance support to offshore fields, and logistics. Offshore operations charters and provides necessary support craft, including helicopters and barges, monitors all marine-related operations and topside integrity inspections and maintenance, and extends marine services to QP partners. Telecommunication connects the various land, sea, and air utilities of the oil and gas offshore operations and maintains transmission and reception of radio signals. Radio room deals with emergency calls, boat movements, helicopter flight routes, and oil tanker movements. Offshore Operations is committed to attain excellence in all areas of operations. Offshore Operations have executed many benchmarking and knowledge-sharing exercises with major oil companies around the globe and implemented vital recommendations to optimize performance. In addition, various dedicated teams study and implement feasible new systems and technology innovations. The Offshore Security Division is responsible for managing all QP security-related issues. Sensitive locations and areas in the vicinity of Halul, the offshore platforms, wells and rigs are restricted to authorized personnel, vessels, or boats only. The new Security Control Room, which QP is planning to commission in the new Marine Tower in 2013, overlooking the Halul Harbor area, will provide a strategic position to control the operations of the Security Division. High on the list of priorities of Qatar Petroleum is the health and safety of its workforce and associated contractors. QP applies international best practices industrial rules and regulations to protect the environment. All measures are in place to prevent and control any incident and ensure prompt emergency response. Furthermore, it continually adopts modern and efficient safety systems that conform to the latest international standards of safety, health, and environmental protection. Offshore Operations has maintained an excellent track record for safety over the decades. In recognition of these achievements, Offshore Operations has been honored with corporate and regional safety awards. Qatar Petroleum Offshore Operations is firmly committed toward the preservation and protection of the environment. Achievements in this field include offshore waste management, marine pollution control, and monitoring of toxic and flammable gas emissions. In 2009, Offshore Operations was recognized by QP management for minimizing gas flaring compared to other oil producers in Qatar. Furthermore, Offshore Operations managed in 2011 to reduce the amount of gas flared at PS2, PS3, and Halul by about 35% in comparison to 2008. Since 2004, the disposal of formation water into the sea has been completely stopped to avoid damage to marine ecology. The produced water from the fields is disposed to the El Radum aquifer or injected back into the reservoir. To ensure a harmonious coexistence between the environment and industry, Offshore Operations commissioned a number of projects. For example, a landscaping and greening program has been given high priority on Halul Island, where a variety of trees, flowering plants and shrubs have been planted utilizing treated greywater. Completion of a pilot project study for the remediation of the Halul catchment areas. In coordination with the Corporate Environment Department, Halul Island is implementing the Sustainable Management Program, which again is the first of its kind in the industrial sector in Qatar. Wildlife is an important component of the island's ecosystem. Halul's west side beach has 2 turtle breeding grounds. The island is also a habitat for a herd of mountain goats. And it is indeed a beautiful sight to see hundreds of seabirds taking shelter on the island during the cold winter months. Artificial ball reefs have been deployed around the island to preserve, protect, and develop the existing coral reefs. Offshore Operations is committed to operating, maintaining asset integrity, and enhancing the productivity of its oil and gas fields in an efficient manner with the continuous support and guidance of QP senior management. Capitalizing on its established success and accumulated experience of the past 5 decades, Qatar Petroleum is confident of the future growth of its offshore fields, resulting in impressive economic benefits for the state of Qatar. Today, together, we celebrate 50 years of success.